Hello, kids. It is Mrs. Donahue coming to you from the darkness of, I assume, Santa's workshop, given how much wrapping paper is strewn around my house right now. Parts of cookies, weird shards of gingerbread. I have no idea. So, I needed to give it a few days so that I didn't overwhelm those of you who potentially hadn't seen it yet. But season 2 finale of Mandalorian. I honestly, I don't know. So I could have gone several directions on it, and I'm not upset with where they went because, Luke Skywalker was finally shown to be an epic Jedi warrior. You have to realize we've had 3 Luke Skywalker movies. I'm ignoring the new prequels, just ignoring them. But we had A New Hope, Empire, and we had Return of the Jedi, and we never really saw Luke in full sort of Jedi badassery. We never saw him doing the epic lightsaber fighting. The idea of Jedi being good fighters is based on their increased reflexes and stuff like that, the connection to the Force. But Skywalkers are here's Jedi and then here's Skywalkers. They're insanely above everyone else. It's just ridiculous. So, given that, we have never really seen Vader or Luke in the older movies in their full fighting glory. And that was totally because of how old the movies were and the special effects that kind of limited them at the time. Rogue One did more for Darth Vader than Rebels, Clone Wars, having not seen them. I did start them, actually. But, it did more for the epicness of Vader. A 30-second fight clip than whole movies had done. So I kind of felt that way about Luke at the end here. If you were looking for a resume of is this a Jedi worthy of protecting the baby Yoda? Well, I don't know. He takes out an entire squadron of Death Troopers he's heading out for lunch. Hey guys, sorry, don't mind the mess I made. The X-Wing came in, and I was like this. And you have to realize my kids woke up early, so, I was sitting there with 2 babies making so much noise. And I was like, X-Wing. X-Wing could have been a lot of people. I was still thinking maybe Ezra. I was like, maybe Cal Kestis. I was in that vein. And then I was like, could be Luke. Could be. And then, the hood came, and I was like, oh, we have a Jedi. And then the lady was like, green lightsaber! My daughter thought something was wrong. I was like, no, shh, stop it. I've waited a long time for this. Stop it. Stop making noise. It is a green lightsaber. We have a Skywalker. My excitement was able to, kind of go over the fact that it didn't do what I thought I was going to do. The fact that they handled it well, I thought, managed to smother the fact that it wasn't what I thought. And I thought the CGI was pretty good. If you are complaining about the CGI at the end of that episode, you are almost too young to ride this ride because y'all haven't experienced bad CGI the way the older generation has. We have seen bad CGI. What they are able to do now, where they can make Mark Hamill look 20 again, is outrageously awesome. Oh, Crimea River, it's a little rough around the mouth. Go lay down and take a nap and have your juice box, you small children. You have no appreciation for how awesome it is. None. It is awesome. I have literally nothing to say about it except that it was really cool to see young Luke in his full glory. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be one of the people who's doom and gloom, no, they separated them. They're going to get back together. He's now the king of Mandalore. He is the Mandalore. We're fine. He's got stuff to do. He's got an entire planet to reclaim and fix. An entire planet that needs to be fixed. You cannot do that with a baby strapped to your back. I can barely clean a kitchen with a baby strapped to my back. And we've seen how hard it is. Do you think he's really been working consistently since he got the baby? No. This man is broke. He has no transportation of any kind. He has a brand new weapon to try and figure out how to use. Like the greatest scenarios, summaries of the show that I've seen were on Tumblr, and someone said season 1 accidentally becomes a father, season 2 accidentally becomes king of a whole planet. Like, correct. The man accidentally stumbles into these roles, and because he is accidentally stumbling into them, he considers himself sort of responsible for doing it well, which is probably the best way to do it. I look incredibly forward to him reclaiming Mandalore, missing his little green demon child, and I think it could be really cool to have character development here that we all missed in Force Awakens and all the new trilogy with Ben Solo, because Ben Solo is 5 years old. So right now, Ben Solo exists, and he's a baby, and he's definitely they definitely know he's Force sensitive, so that's happening. I think Luke will probably have Ben and Grogu in the same space and be wondering about like where the darkness is coming from, and probably falsely attribute it to Grogu, and then like Grogu will not ultimately wind up at the new Jedi school. We can believe this because in the new movies, the entire Mandalorian race did not decide to rise up and go after the Knights of Ren for slaughtering Din Djarin's little tiny green child. So I have absolute faith that we're not really at the end of our relationship. You know, the Mandalorian was a creature of responsibility, and his responsibility was to bring the baby there. And frankly, it's the right thing to do, even if it sucks. Being a parent's like that. You have to do the right thing even when it absolutely sucks. There's a million times that I don't want to yell at my kids or tell them no or take something away from them because I don't want to do the thing that's going to create tension or chaos or fighting, but you have to do what's right for them. They can't be allowed to like do certain things all the time. You can't let kids ultimately choose either. And remember, the poor little Yoda creature was studying to be a Jedi for like 20, 30 years before he went missing for another 20. Like, he was ripped out of that life against his will and thrown into hiding and hunted down for what he was. So, like, the assumption that he just didn't want to go back, I think is a false assumption. Like, he wants to go home. Once he goes there, he might realize that it's not what he wants now. But he's also a baby. But I'm actually totally cool with the season finale. I wasn't sure at first. It did take me, like, watching it again and being like, am I okay with Luke being here? But the thing is, the rumors are... Shh. Sorry, puppy. Come here. Come here. Right now. Shh. The deer is looking at you. What do you want? Sorry. We have deer in the backyard, and they're staring at the dog, and the dog is barking at them. Come here. Come here. Right now. Come here. It is a deer. Anyway. The rumors are, and after this I must go because first block is going to start, they are going to do like an Avengers-style crossover. With Jon Favreau at the helm, it makes total sense that they're going to dip into that toolbox because he developed it. He developed it with the Iron Man movies. Sorry. Jon Favreau developed, he was the director for Iron Man 1, and he was at the helm of a lot of those decisions with Kevin Feige. So it makes sense that they're going to take a successful franchise and sort of steal the good ideas from it. That's it, fine, this works for me. So they're going to launch the Ahsoka Tano series. They're going to launch Boba Fett. They're going to launch Rangers of the Republic. Every opportunity for someone like Mayfeld to show back up there. Then they're going to do a big crossover event. And they're going to each have smaller villains or smaller tasks. And then the ultimate big bad guy is going to be Grand Admiral Thrawn, sort of like the ultimate bad guy in Avengers was Thanos. Thanos. So there's something to look forward to. And I definitely think there's going to be getting back of the baby. That's my thoughts. Guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. I'm going to be taking a little break until we're back in session, but keep nerding out, kids.